Hi, hello, welcome to Kit and Couture Gaming. Welcome if you are new. You can call me KK, and in today's video, we are going to be redesigning Moana's house area, and I have decided to place her in the Oasis in Eternity Isle. There was just way too much space left over here in Eternity Isle that needed to be decorated, and the valley is quite full at this point. So let's go ahead, let's jump on in to designing our space, but first, we need to clear this area. It is a mess. Now that we have the top portion of the oasis completely cleared up, let's go ahead. Let's start adding some plank flooring coming out of Moana's house. And this is going to act similar to our pathing. However, with the pathing that we craft versus this plank pathing does take up one of your item limits every time you place one down, whereas our normal pathing doesn't take up any. So if you are short on your item limit, I would not recommend this one, and I'd probably recommend one of the sunbaked flooring or the muddy path as well. Most of the decorations in this area are going to be a bunch of flora, so I am using a bunch of these dune trees, some of these tropical greenery sets that you can get on the base game. They are a great way to add a lot of foliage without taking up a lot of number counts. So we are just going to go ahead and fill this area with a bunch of palm trees and the tiny Eternity Isle underbrush. But of course, we do have to have an area over here in dedication to Maui because, he is the best demigod. He planted eels, and then we got coconuts. I am trying to make Eternity Isle a little different than my main valley, whereas my main valley, it is very cluttered, very full. I am trying to not do that in Eternity Isle. Let me know in the comments down below if I succeeded or if I failed in this little portion of the build. Now, most of my builds do have a seating area, and we're just going to create one over here right by the entrance that leads you down into the plains. But of course, we do have to hide it with our lush palm trees because we are building a Moana realm, and everything on Montanui is palm trees and floral elements. So we are just channeling our inner Montanui. I wanted to use the bent palm trees to create almost like an entrance. You see this a lot in a bunch of my builds, especially ones where I am transitioning from the meadow down to Dazzle Beach or anything that is transitioning from more of a desert area to a lush area. And then I put Hey Hey's house, which is a premium item that you can get from the shop, and filling it with Pua, Hey Hey, and some capybaras. Now, Moana is known for having a conch shell on top of the chieftain rock stack. I can't stack it on any rocks, but I did put it on a little table. Now we're going to go ahead and do a quick walkthrough. Here I am at the steps that lead you from the plains into the oasis. And of course, I have my pal Hey Hey with me. So let's go ahead, walk up the stairs, and enter into the oasis. As we crest the stairs, we come to those bent palm trees, which creates a nice little divide from the desert biome into this very lush tropical area. Of course, we've got that waterfall in the background. And I just love that it kind of separates this area from the other areas. And like I said, there is just a bunch of greenery in this area. There's not very much in the way of Scrooge Shop items. So if you are new to the game and you do have the DLC, this is a great way to add a minimalistic approach with not a lot of Scrooge Shop items. So right in front of Moana's house, we do have a conch shell on the table that I mentioned and the plank pathing. We have our seating here with the actual Moana sitting in it and enjoying the shade. I did end up using the Vine flower lamps. I just think their glow at night is just so, so pretty. To make sure that we are able to access all of our mining nodes here. So there's one here, and then there's one on the backside of Moana's house, right by that ramp that leads to another little cave area that you do need to explore while doing your quest for Gaston. But other than that, it is completely pointless. I have our little shrine over here for Maui, and of course our flowery capybara, Hey Hey, Hua, and the gray and white capybara. Honestly, capybaras are probably my favorite little critter, so I had to add them with my favorite Disney princess. There is that ramp to basically nowhere that I was telling you about, and there's the mining node on the other side of Moana's house that I can just walk around if I need to. Now let's go ahead, let's start rolling that B-roll footage, and I'll see you at the end.